Hey y'all, so usually I reserve the Facebook Live for our trail rides and all those pretty things, but I just wanted to take the time to chat with everybody to see what your upcoming plans are for 2017. We haven't yet set our dates for camp, but we really want to get something on the books. As many of you may or may not know, we do a couple different types of camps. We have our youth adventure camp. That's our basic camp. It's for kids ages 10 to 17. It's a full-on horse camp. We don't do arts and crafts. We really do horses all day, usually from 10 to about 3:30 or 4 p.m. The kids are responsible for their own horse that they have all week. They do the chores, they feed them, they take care of them, they help around the barn, they do projects, they learn life skills, and then we ride in the afternoon. So that's our basic camp for riders of all levels, ages 10 to 17. And older teenagers, come on in. It's not just the little kids. It really is the older teenagers too. We also have the pro camp, the youth pro camp. That one's for our regular students or for students that have proven to us that they have a little more skills. This is a cantering camp. We spend a lot more time finessing riding, not just going out and having fun trail rides all afternoon. We also do a lot of workshops, whether they're lectures with presentations and PowerPoints, or even videotaping you guys and watching that during camp. It's a little less of the barn stuff. So you actually in some ways get less horse time because we're doing a lot more talking, a lot less working around the barn. But it's a much more intensive class that both incorporates arena work and trail riding. A lot of our campers for that camp have been focused on jumping on trail, so that's always a goal, but we also do have a strong dressage contingency and Western riding as well. So that again is kids age 10 to 17 who want to do camp. And then we also have adult camps. These are just starting. We really started kickstarting that in the fall of 2015. Those camps are focused around adults. The schedule that I kind of made up, but I'd love more advice, is doing a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday camp with half days on Thursday and Friday. So people who are local can go to work. People who aren't local, well, you can go to the wineries or whatever, and we can figure it out from there. But those camps are for riders of all abilities because both Marisek and I can teach at the exact same time. We can split up into groups. We can have focus sessions, and maybe we can even drag in Gloria Cassetti and Kathy Augie as well, because that would be fantastic. And we can really boot camp some adults. We have a lot of horses, but for adult camp, we allow people to bring their own horses too, as long as we can figure out space for boarding and all of that, up for discussion. But that's another thing we really want to get going. And those dates can be really flexible because grown-ups have weird schedules, unlike children. So we also really haven't taken advantage of what I call short stuff day camps. Those are for the youngins, the ones that are under the age 10. Usually 5 to 9. And those are just a one-day camp where they come and they run the chores with us and we all ride and we play games, and it's to really get them in the barn more and taking more responsibility for the horses, not just sitting on them. So we haven't set any dates for 2017, so I wanted to take this moment to discuss some options, and I'd love to get input because the more you can tell me, the more likely I will get something on the calendar. So I looked at the school calendars, and I know you guys have off after Christmas. So I was wondering if you wanted to do a 2-day youth camp, whether it's the adventure or the pro, maybe December 29th and 30th. I figure by that point, a lot of adults have to go back to work, and it might be nice to have some place for you all to hang out that's not boring. So let me know if maybe those dates work for us, and I can talk to Jen Marzek Van Duzen, and we can get something on the calendar. As for 2017, I noticed that Watkins Glen and Odessa have a different spring break this year than Ithaca and Trumansburg. So that's kind of a problem. So the Watkins Odessa, you guys have off April 10th to 14th, and for some reason the 17th too. For Ithaca and Trumansburg, you're off the 17th to the 21st. So I'm not quite sure what to do then. Let me know if you're interested, and we can either run both weeks or we can run one or the other, or we'll figure it out. But we do need to make a minimum number of campers in order to make it worth our while. Otherwise we'd have to figure out something unique for just the small amount of people. So let us know what works for you. I also noticed that all the schools do start summer pretty much the same time. By June 26th, you guys are starting summer. So we were thinking of maybe doing our youth adventure camp and youth pro camp June 26th to the 30th. That's the first week after school. And that would be great for parents because I know a lot of other camps haven't really started up yet. So we can be the first camps on the books. Last year, we had a lot of extra registration and we had to open up another week of camp for everybody, which was awesome. But because we were late to the game, we didn't quite fill that camp as much as we should have. So I'd love to know what other dates would work for you. For the rest of July, we're really working with Camp Comstock a lot with their camp programs, and we're trying to get the trail riders on the books as well. August is just really, really hot, but we can figure it out. Let me know what would work, and we can, like I said, make it work. The more information I have from you guys, the more likely I can actually get a schedule that works for you. As for the adults, you guys are all over the books. I personally prefer to do camp for the adults in the spring before the kids let out, kind of like a boot camp before season, or in the fall once the kids go back to school. Everything is a little bit more peaceful that way. We're not competing with the kids for space in the barn. So let me know when you would like to do camp and what kind of schedule works. We can also just do a weekend camp and maybe do like an overnighting type thing. I don't know. You guys let me know what works for you. In the meantime, I figured I'd show you some pictures from last camps and kind of get y'all motivated. Sound good? So this is our youth adventure camp. This is a really trail-based camp. So we tend to take the kids out on trails a lot. And even kids who have never ridden before have done a really, really good job keeping up. Usually by the end of camp, almost everyone's cantering, at least decently on the trails. We also like to really incorporate our babies into camp. So here is Einstein. Last year, we had a really, really rainy day. It was pretty bad. So we actually watched Buck Brannaman's movie In the Barn, which I think a lot of kids had fun with. As I said, it was really rainy, so we kind of got a little wet. We also were lucky enough to have Kathy Augie with us. And you know what? She was great. She does a lot of training techniques that I don't always do just because I work with public horses. But she did some demonstrations with Spock, our mule, and it was really quite lovely. So, and here's this little video. We played games the last day of camp usually, and it was pretty cool. So we also have the pro camp. These are some of our pro riders, and they're usually riding a little bit more challenging horses. So here we have Kathleen on Hero. He's well known for being challenging. We've got Jaden back there on Poco, and then we got Brienne back there, who's both a challenge and not a challenge at the same time. So they were on a little more challenging horses. And if you can't tell, Hero's almost always in the front up my butt, so we'll see a lot of Kathleen. We also were really lucky to be able to coincide Sasha Cohn's visit to us. She's an equine dentist, and we could do a lot of education that way during camp, which was really fun for everybody, except maybe Bailey. Yeah. We also taught Bonita how to jump, which was really fun. So that's kind of our equine camp. And like I said, a lot of these pro campers really want to jump on trail. So I have a bunch of slow-mo videos on my Facebook group as well. So, we like to take these videos because we can then rip them apart later and really see what people are doing wrong. Just because you're competent doesn't mean you're clean. So it's nice to be able to have more opportunity. So that's what these guys are doing here. And here's another one. So I think this was Emma, who came from out of town to join us, which was really cool to have some out-of-towners and not just our actual students joining us for camp. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, so there's more. And there's Fire, who's known for enthusiastic participation. So Like I said, we also, a big thing we've been doing is with teenage overnight at the end of season. This is usually just for our apprentices, though. These are the people that work in our barn all summer. So they pretty much live here, they work here. They're my right-hand guys and girls, really. I love teenagers. I think they're really underestimated. And I like to reward them at the end of the summer for a job well done by taking them on these big rides. So we typically go overnight and we have a good adventure right before school starts. So, and this is something we tend to do a lot with the adult riders as well. So here's some more just great photos. We had a lot of fun up in the National Forest. And this is us at our other location, the Elkins Ranch. That's where the horses spend the night. And we camp out. There's the tents, which was really fun. Make breakfast, all that jazz. I learned to pre-cook the sausages, which was really smart of me. So that's that. We also do host camps through Camp Comstock. They have a great program where they come to us 2 full days during their 5-day overnight camp. We do also do a teenage program that's 3 days, and they're the ones that do the overnight as well. We've had a lot of really novice people come to this camp, but they've all really battened down the hatches and gone. So those are a really fun camp. And then here's some photos of grown-up camp because that's just really fun. We ended up in a weird weather day. So we got snow, we got sun, we got pretty much everything that day. But that was super fun. So we do all these camps and we charge a variety of different prices. So if you go to our, let me type properly. If you go to our website, you can see all of our camps under the riding and then youth and adult camps, okay? From here, you can access our front desk to register. Obviously, I only have the 2016 dates up. Each camp is a little bit of a different price. So we have the youth adventure camp at $500 for the week, whereas the pro camp, because it's a lot more intensive in terms of training, is $550. And the adult immersion camp is $600 because, again, it's way more intensive. In training, it's not just about fun. The short stuff day camps are $100 a day. And you can register for all of these camps with either a daily rate or a weekly rate. It depends on your schedule. We're really open, but we tend to want to fill the camps with weekly riders first, and then we'll add the daily riders. Weekly riders also usually get kind of first dibs on the horses. So that's kind of that. If you want to register for camps, like I said, I'll be updating these dates once I finally know what date to do it. But all you have to do is click on here. It'll take you to front desk. I'm already logged in. So what it will actually look like for you is something like this. And it'll take you, we have our group lessons and private lessons, but you can find the camps and you can click on what you're looking for here and it'll take you to the schedule and you can click on that and go forward. Obviously, nothing is on the schedule yet because that's why I'm talking to you guys. So let me know what works for you, what dates work for you, and also let me also know what you really want to work on, whether it's doing mounted obstacle courses, doing overnights and long distance rides, focusing on endurance racing, hunter pacing, any of the above. We can pretty much do it. If you really want to rein or go cutting, there's a bunch of other farms we can recommend. Unfortunately, we don't have cows here, so that kind of limits that. We have one, but that's Captain Tubbington. We're teaching him dressage. So let us know what you want, when you want it, and let us know if you think our prices are reasonable. We try to keep them as cheap as possible while still paying our staff and moreover paying the horses. They work really hard for y'all. So keep in touch, write some comments below, and we'll figure out when camps are. We look forward to having you here. We're going to have a great adventure this year.